Hey, good morning, Rob. This is Brian with Hammer Time. We are out here at Mr. Boyd's house again, following the adjustment, looking at the scope of work, and we want to videotape a repair attempt today. I suspect that there'll be some issues, which is why we're making this a recording. If all goes well, then you'll never see this video. In case there are some issues, though, we will be submitting this to you, see what you think. So I'm gonna be showing you guys, or you, Rob, the tools that I'll be using. One is that all-in-one roof tool, the Roof Snake, aka the Roof Snake. This end to break seals, this end right here to install the nails. I have my precision nail puller right here, aka a cat's claw, and this is going to be for those nails. We're going to get them from the top, that way we don't have to go up under multiple courses, and it really just nicely grabs that nail head, and I can pull it out with minimal lifting of the shingle. And I've got my hammer right here and nails. So without further ado, I'm going to be attempting to break the seals on the shingles directly above this, and this one looks like it's already loose, and I can tell because there's a seam right there that this is a far left shingle. So our area of repair is going to consist of these 3 tabs and this 3-tab shingle. And you know that there's 2 courses of nails, so in order to remove this 1 3-tab shingle, we're going to have to go up 2 courses of shingles. So I'm going to be using this flat end right here just to break the rest of the seals, to loosen up the area of repair that we got right here. I'm going to be being as gentle as I can, and only using the necessary amount of force. We got a lot of mastic adhesive here on this corner right there. All right, so already, and this is kind of what I suspected, other than the shingles just being really stiff, is that they are glued very, very tightly. So I'm going to try my best to go ahead and get them separated. All right, I already have issues with that one. Try and just work it up little by little, just be as careful as I can. Now, remember, this is a shingle that's not being replaced. So let's see. All right. Man, it's like hitting a rock. It really is just like hitting a rock. I mean, it's so, the adhesive's so strong that the shingles are literally just ripping. All right. I'm just gonna go ahead and pry that up because there's no way for me to get this little chunk right here. And move on to the next one. And just try to be as careful as I can. Attack it from both sides. And it's just kind of really common. This left corner of the shingle is just sealed so well. Jesus. I almost want to stop this repair process in its tracks right now, just because it's already caused further damage to the roof. But I will continue so you can see this video in its entirety to deem whether it's necessary to take further precautions, or if this is even a viable spot repair here. So I'm just going to be trying to work it up. It's pretty nice out today. It's about 82 degrees out, so not too hot. And I can just hear it ripping. So good. Oh, nice and smooth on that one. That makes me happy. All right, now we got to go up to that second course. I'm just going to try to do this as smooth as I can. Don't stop. Oh, I was on a roll. It was on a roll. I really don't want to rip another shingle here. See if I can work it up without having to rip it. That's just not going to go. Oh, still got a big hole in it right here. So that's no good. All right, I just want to double check to make sure everything's loose. That first part, just separating the shingles, was pretty tough. Let's see how the rest of the repair goes. Before I pull any nails out, let's look at the condition of all of these shingles prior to any kind of pulling of the nails, so that you guys can see, or so Rob, so that you can see how these shingles look prior to me having to lift the shingles up past, 5 degrees or so just to separate the seals. Right, so we have a good idea of what the area of repair looks like. I can start on, you want either one, it doesn't matter. We'll start on this one, the one with this bit of, you know, bird crap or whatever that is on there. Just touched it too. So we noticed the first thing here is that the shingle's broken now because of that mastic adhesive being so strong. So I just want to lift slightly, really not even 45, not even 40 degrees, really only about 30 degrees. And I just want to give this a couple gentle taps to be able to grab the top of that nail and pop it out. And then I'll put this 90 degree in and finish pulling it out all the way. You see how gentle that was? It actually grabs that nail pretty beautifully, so that I don't have to go under and possibly have them pull through. But just like in a brittle test, I'm gonna give that just a couple taps. And you can see up here at the top of this shingle where that fiberglass matting is actually cracked, it's broken, just from being so stiff and brittle. Let's go on to the next one. Get a good before that. Right, first thing we notice here is that mastic adhesive ripped the chunk out. Just give it a couple taps. Oh wow, and you guys can, whoever's watching this, Rob, you can see that this shingle right here at the top right here, you can see where that actively happens. Give it a couple taps, just like in a brittle test, and you can see along the top uppermost portion of the shingle, you can see where that brittleness has really affected this nail being pulled out. Go on to the next one. All right, lift just slightly. Notice not pulling up, not cranking back. Most repair guys actually aren't this careful. Just gonna be as gentle as I can. Go ahead and extract this nail here. Give it a couple taps, and really well up here in this corner right here, going all the way across the top of this shingle. You can see where that fiberglass matting is actually cracked. It's broken. All right, on to the next. I'll lift just slightly. And same thing. Just extract this nail as gently as possible. A couple taps, just like in a brittle test. Leave my tools there so you guys know that I'm not working any further. And you guys can see up here at the top of this shingle, you can see where that fiberglass matting is really showing that cracking and breaking of the matting. We can go up to the second course because you know there's two courses of nails. Get a good before of this. First thing you notice is that there's this, you know, kind of chunk ripped right here. We're gonna lift just slightly. Couple gentle taps, right? Be able to extract that nail. That came out really easily. And just like in a brittle test, really just kind of a common theme here. You guys can see where this fiberglass matting, get a close up of this. This fiberglass matting right here. Yep, so you guys can see close up. This fiberglass matting is cracked, is broken as well. All right, on to the next one. Get a good before of that. Let's get a close up before that. All right, we're gonna lift just slightly, not even 30 degrees. Give that a couple taps. Be able to grab that nail. I'm being extremely gentle here. Pull this nail out. Just like in a brittle test, I'm gonna give a couple taps. And you can see the crack up at the top of the shingle. And actually it goes all the way to the middle of the shingle on this one right here. You can see where that fiberglass matting is cracked as well. All right, on to the next one, the last one. Let's go ahead and pull this shingle up just a tad. Identify where our nails are. We got two in this one. So I'm just gonna gently give it a couple taps, pull one up, and gently a couple taps, and you can see the before, the during, and the after. All right, I just want to be as careful as I can. Notice I'm not cranking these shingles back, only about 30, 40 degrees. And just like in the other ones, give that a couple taps. You can see where it's in, it's not in the same condition, and definitely no better. Now what we're gonna do is just go out with the old, right? And wow, look at this, guys. Look at this. So before I even pull the shingle all the way out, you can see where, like, even in the parts that aren't obvious, like chunks missing, you guys can see all the way across. Rob, this is you know, this is something that is a roofer's nightmare. Is it just means that when I pull one shingle, the ones all the way around it are coming with it. Now if you look at the bottom right here, this is a shingle that's not being replaced. You can see everywhere here except for the wind damage shingle, you can see where the The chunks are here as well, just completely missing out of these. So yeah, this really is like a roofer's nightmare, because when you pull out a shingle and the rest come with it, it means that those other ones are damaged too. So if I was doing this repair for Mr. Boyd, I wouldn't only have to repair the one shingle, I have to go one below and two up top, one to the sides, and it would just kind of be like a cascading effect to where, like, when I pull this one, it seems to be pretty well stuck too. You know, it would just go one down and then one down, two across, two up, two across. You get the picture. So without further ado, I'm going to go ahead and slide in this new 3-tab shingle, and just make sure the dimensions are correct, make sure it fits properly, slide it up, make sure the reveal's right, kind of just put it right there, exactly right where it was. And everywhere I pulled out, I'm going to be putting a nail back in. I'll be using this roof snake tool to do that, to limit any kind of lifting of the shingles. And if we can just get kind of like a general overview while I'm doing this, so you guys can see with each hammer blow how these shingles act. All right, and just hammer that home. Got an old one right here, I'll get rid of that. All right, lift just slightly, just enough to be able to put my tool in, and right there. It's not the right nail, trim nail. Second course, remember there were two in this one. And just hammer that home. And hammer it home. And last one, I'm going to be putting in is this one right here. Everywhere I pulled one out, I'll be putting one back in. All right, so Rob, essentially, man, what we have here is, if I was doing this repair for somebody, I'd have to keep going down to the ground to get a shingle here, a shingle here, a shingle here, a shingle here. And then don't forget, we've got all this terrible mat transfer right here. So if water does somehow work its way up under, the shingles are layered so that they prevent any kind of water intrusion. And this right here is just a surefire sign that water is definitely just going to pour into here, as this is nothing but paper right now. So unfortunately, this is not something that we can do. It's just a spot repair, especially anything like 12 or 13 shingles across the entirety of the roof, as this would just compromise the roof further, leaving it in a worse condition than if we were to just leave the damage exactly the way that it is right now. I would ask that you please review this video and consider a replacement of this roof, due to the fact that it is unrepairable. Conditions state that this area is now in worse condition than prior to the storm if I try to do any kind of spot repair on it. So this repairability attempt has failed. We don't want to do any repairs like this. We would ask that auto owners wouldn't ask us to do repairs like this. Thanks.